Greetings YouTube, Dark Swordsman here, and today I'm back for another episode of Let's Play The Last of Us. And in today's episode we are going to be working our way through the quarantine area, and we're going to start gathering up our optional stuff that we can get hold of. Oh. Anyway, let's ignore that and move on. So let me see here. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-dum. So there is some optional stuff around here. So let's work this one out. So, is it now or is it later? Oh no. So, first of all then, there's the optional conversation just here that you can initiate with these two over here.
Came and snatched her in the middle of the night. Said she was a firefly. You believe that shit?
You better not mention fireflies too loudly. You don't want the wrong person hearing you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Okay, so that's that optional conversation done. So next then we need to make our way down to the checkpoint South 5 gate.
At the day off, visiting friend.
Alright, move on through. Thanks.
So as you can see, we now have a health bar. I'm just going to crank this volume down a bit. Otherwise we're going to get too much echo. So we need to do a quick turn, as it just states there. And we have to sprint and follow Tess over to this building just here.
So much for the easy route. Patch yourself up, alright?
So yep, we get a quick tutorial on how to heal ourselves up. So as it states, hold down the up button and then just press press and hold the up button and the R2 button together, and this will heal us up. I'm just going to see if I can alter the audio a second, just to try and sort the volume controls out here, because they are a little bit on the loud side. I think we can leave the dialogue as it is. That should do it for now, I reckon. What's the photo mode? Forget about that. So if we go into bonuses here, we can go and look at all the different things that we can unlock, which I didn't actually, I completely forgot about. So here's our statistics, where it tells us our total kills, total deaths, ally deaths, damage taken, and so on and such forth. But if we go down to the bottom here, we can see our collectibles. So our artifacts, our left behind collectibles found, which is one of the DLC parts to the game, I believe. The Firefly pendants and the training manuals found, as well as the comics found and the tools found, which again I'll be showing you where all those are. I believe there is a shiv doors found as well somewhere around here. See, I've actually completed all these different difficulties except for these two here. That is the only ones I've not been able to do just yet. But right, anyway, that's enough of that. Let's continue. So in this particular passage of the story, there is...
Or we could just let Robert go.
Cute.
8 artifacts to be had, 2 of which we've already got, I believe, because they're story related. There are 2 optional conversations, and then I believe there's about 3 Firefly pendants to be had. So I'm going to try my utmost best to show you guys where they all are.
Hey, Tess, you see that shit?
I was there. Hey, how's the east tunnel looking?
I've even tried to... Well, I've even brought up my old notes that I wrote down, because quite often when I'm plotting to do my strategy guides or anything like that, I generally try to take note of where certain things are for the sake of my guide, so that because sometimes my memory's not always that reliable,
Hey, you stay out of trouble, alright? Military's gonna be out in force soon.
which is really annoying considering I'm only 29. You'd think my memory would be a lot better. But the weird thing about my memory is, while I wouldn't remember anything short range, in 2 weeks' time, I would probably remember everything I've done today, right down to the finest detail, which is really weird.
This is us.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's continue.
Shit's stirring up out there. How we looking over here?
It's been quiet. No signs of military. In fact,
That's what I like to hear.
Okay, so we need to go ahead here and shove this out of the way. So we'll go ahead and do that now.
I'll take it easy out there.
Oh, God, this place reeks. I need to watch me throw away down there.
We haven't got our torch yet, have we? Right, so there won't be anything to be had just yet. However, we will be getting our hands on our gear very shortly. Now, being that we're on the easy difficulty, we're going to have access to quite a lot of ammunition and stuff like that. I do recommend using this to train yourself in stealth killing and whatnot, because if you're going to go for the harder difficulty trophies later on, ammo is a lot more scarce later on in the harder difficulties, and you're going to need to be able to conserve your ammo as best as possible, and that's another thing that I'm aiming to show you how you can do in this game. I'm going to basically, well, try to the best of my abilities to show you how you can stealth kill most of the enemies. But I am going to point out that I don't always get it right myself. Sometimes I do screw it up. In fact, my last playthrough that I did, which was on the easiest difficulty, which was to get myself back into it again, I actually did screw up multiple times. Although there were areas where actually I did very well, so it was a bit of a mixture. Some areas I managed to stealth perfectly, other areas I completely ballsed up on. And then there were some areas where it was you know what, I've got all the trophies, let's just have a bit of fun, it doesn't matter if I get caught or not. But
Be careful.
What am I not?
Got a trick question.
right, so from here on in, this is where we're going to be able to start grabbing pickups and things, so ammunition, items. We also have access to our torch now, which will let us see a bit better. So is there anything out here? Let's just have a quick ganders, because I'm now back on the easy difficulty compared to the grounded mode where there was hardly anything. So I've got to readjust myself now to the fact that there is going to be a lot of stuff about. And here's our next optional conversation.
Well, I am the romantic type.
So that's the last of our optional conversations now for this particular area. Which means we are now in the beyond the wall section of the game. So we'll go ahead here now and continue to follow Tess. If I can actually get up.
Where's the ladder?
It's got to be around here somewhere.
So also there are going to be numerous puzzles out throughout the game as well to be solved, in a sense. I mean, it's not like Tomb Raider as such, but like there's going to be areas where if you've not played the game before, you're going to be like, well, how the frickin' hell do I get across this, or how do I get across that, or how the hell do I get up there, or you know. So again, that's something else I'm going to be aiming to try and show those of you that have never played the game before. So for those of you that have basically just taken an interest in it recently and are perhaps trying to acquaint yourself with the game for when the second part comes out next year, which from what I've read has been delayed now until May next year, which I'm not very happy about, I might add, because I was really looking forward to playing it, and it was supposed to have been coming out roughly around my birthday, but it seems now they've decided to deny me, which I'm not very happy about. Anyway, enough ranting from me. So if we make our way into this next room here, you're going to find over on the side here your first Firefly pendant, which is David Michael Vigil. So that's that pendant down and out.
Down through here.
Now some of the pendants aren't exactly very well spotted. So our next item on our list then is a artifact, which is a note to a brother. But before that, we are going to have to clear out our first load of heartless, infected. Wow, where did the heartless come into this? I know why that is. That's because recently I was playing on Kingdom Hearts, and I recently platinumed Kingdom Hearts 1, so that's where the heartless comment came into it from. I got my games mixed up for a moment there. Wow. This is definitely not Kingdom Hearts. This is definitely The Last of Us, and it is the infected we are dealing with, not the heartless. Well, you can give me points for my sense of humour on this one. Right, let's progress.
Coming out.
And we're already crouched.
There's our culprit.
Body's not that old. Better keep your eyes and ears open.
Okay, so let me see here. So we need to make our way through here, and we're going to get our first bit of ammunition in a moment, I believe.
You okay?
Yeah. Damn ceiling's falling apart. Be careful. This way. Easy. Watch it, watch it.
So we're going to do the humane thing here, and we're going to put him out of his misery. And there is some ammo just on the floor next to him. Now, if you're playing the harder difficulty, I would recommend, as cruel as it sounds, leave him, because you cannot afford to waste ammo on putting him out of his misery. Like I said, in the harder difficulties, the ammo is very scarce, so you're going to have to cut back wherever possible. So, as I said, as cruel as it sounds, leave him. If you're playing the easy difficulty, then by all means put him out of his misery. So here's our next tutorial. We can listen with Joel's abilities. That tells us where all these infected are hiding. And here we're going to now try to stealth. Now these are just normal infected that have only been recently infected, which means they can be strangled to death. Later on though, we will be coming across infected that are slightly further gone, and they will not be strangleable. I will point these out as and when we get to them, but for now we're just dealing with these guys, which at the moment it looks like they are feeding. I'm just wondering whether we can sneak past these two. I'll turn my light off a second, that should hopefully keep me hidden. There we go. So luckily those guys are currently feeding at the moment. And we're going to stay crouched for now, just purely because it means we can move quietly. And we just want to grab the ammo from in here. Again, if you're on the harder difficulty, then that ammo potentially may not be there. But being that we're on the easy difficulty, then it is here. And then once you're done looting down here, you're going to want to make your way up these stairs as promptly as possible to avoid attracting them. And our next pickup is coming up very shortly. Let me see here what we got. In fact, actually we can come out of crouch mode now, we should be fine. There we go. So we've got note to a brother. Oh dear. I uncrouched a little bit too soon. So these guys can be taken out with punches, so we'll go ahead and just take them out with normal punches. There's no need to waste ammo on them. Okay, so we did well sneaking past them and everything. The cock-up was mine, in the fact that I uncrouched myself just a teeny weeny bit too early. I thought I was safe up here, but I guess they're not as deaf as I thought they were. But it doesn't matter, we're fine, we've survived. And we got our pickup as well, which was the note to a brother. So with that, we will get our asses out of there and move on.
That's the one thing I love about being
Okay.
Some of them air pressures.
So our next collectible is a firefly pendant, which we are going to have to waste a little bit of ammo to get it down, unfortunately. This is why I suggest doing these particular achievements on the easier difficulty, because you don't have to worry too much about wasting ammo. I really wouldn't recommend doing it on the harder difficulty though, because obviously you need to conserve your ammo. Whoops. I don't know why I'm crouching. And upsy daisy.
Be a dear, would you?
I'll get it.
And yeah, we will go and sort you out in a minute, Tess, but first we're going to go ahead here and just look around for loot as normal. Although it doesn't look like there is any loot here, so we're going to go ahead and move on. And we'll just drop down here a second. So this is our next puzzle, and in order to solve this one, it's actually a relatively easy one. Basically you just need to grab this wooden plank here, and what we're going to do is prop it up against the wall over here, to which Tess will then promptly grab hold of it and pull it up. Oh god. What's going on here? Why is Joel refusing to place it? What's going on? There we go. Never had that happen before.
I think I can handle it.
And then to get out, we just simply crawl up through this hole, which takes us straight back where we were. I mean, potentially you could get down there by going through that hole, actually, thinking about it. You don't actually have to drop down from there.
Get your ass up here.
That's the way I've always done it.
sure there
So on another note, I've been contemplating going back and doing some of my older projects again with the Blue Yeti mic, because the mic that I was using wasn't exactly the greatest, and I want my videos to be better quality, if I'm honest. So, like, for instance, I was thinking, because I've already done Final Fantasy VIII again, that was my last project, and I was contemplating maybe going back through and doing 10 and possibly 7 again. But at the moment it's more just thinking about it at present, and I'd be interested in your thoughts and comments, guys and girls, as to whether I should do it or not. So let me know in the comments section. So here's our next pendant, and we're going to have to shoot it down. Again, this is why I suggest doing this in easy mode, because as you noticed there, I misaimed and I wasted a bullet. And like I stated before, in the harder difficulty we can really not afford to go wasting ammo if we can help it. Right. So next we're going to be entering into the slums area.
I'm sure we'll need it. Hey, little man. Make sure the coast is clear. No soldiers, none of Robert's men, yeah?
You know he's expecting.
Well, that'll make it more interesting. Good to go. Come on.
Alrighty then. So we can go ahead here now and make our way out into the slums. And I think we're going to end the episode here actually, because it's as good a place as any. And in our next episode we'll go ahead and make our way through the slums, and we're going to go ahead and go and settle things with Robert, who has been named in the story so far. So for now, I'm going to end things here. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen today, then let me know in the comments section. Let me know if it's been useful. Hit that like button, or even be subscribed to my channel. And I will be back for more Last of Us next time. So thank you very much for watching. Bye bye for now.